How y'all doing out there? It's your main man Rollo, repeatedly overcoming lifelong obstacles. Man, it's been a while since I got a chance, to sit down, hang out, politic, vibe, and rap with you. It's definitely a blessing to be back. Just finished up, I started back college courses at Metropolitan State University of Denver back in the fall in August. So I did the fall semester, I did the spring semester, then I just wrapped up, you heard, the summer semester. So I got a few weeks off. I definitely been meaning to get back to y'all. Shout out to all the people, on social media who reached out to me and we talk like, regular friends and regular people, because we are friends. You heard? I'm trying to make more friends that just want to be positive and be the best them that they can be. I got to a point in my life where I was disgusted of the person that I had allowed myself to become, and I felt like I was, being ungrateful of, the blessings and the gifts and the talents that were instilled upon me, and I really had to go about making some changes for myself. You heard? That's what we're gonna rap about today. We're gonna start it off like change is something that you're not gonna change because somebody wants you to be a better dad, or somebody wants you to be a better wife, or a better husband, or a better aunt, or a better brother, or a better friend. You gotta change because you want to be a better you. And we're gonna transition into relationships. I was talking with two of my peers that I worked with over the summer at the campus. They go to school down there too, they like 18, 19 years old. You heard? I'm like, we talking about things, and I just tell them like, look, y'all both are motivated, hardworking enough, talented enough to be successful and be great at the things you all choose to do in life. However, if you're giving young men your time that aren't doing the same things that you're doing, meaning that, if you taking 6 classes a semester, they need to be taking 6 classes a semester. If you're taking 4 classes a semester and you working a part-time job, and you're in a professional society as well, then they gotta be, in a professional society. They gotta be working a job. They gotta be going to, class, 4 classes per semester. Because if not, you're playing yourself. You heard? You want to be around people who are doing the same things that you're doing, especially the people that you're investing the majority of your personal time into on a day-to-day basis. That is, and I shared that with them because they're young and they're vibrant, they're energetic about being successful in life. You know what I mean? And I don't want to see either one of these young ladies become a cautionary tale because their focus wasn't intact. In relationships, you got this party, you got this party. She's coming into the relationship, subliminally with ulterior motives, the same way he's coming into the relationship subliminally with ulterior motives. They're both, this side here is trying to influence the relationship, so this side here will do it, this side here wants to go on and happen in the relationship. This side here is trying to manipulate and influence what they want this side here to do in the relationship. And that's just negativity breeding amongst itself. Every time y'all send a text message to each other, every phone call, every millisecond you hang out, and eventually it builds a snowball avalanche effect that's going downhill. You heard? In relationships, we trying to blast off towards the stars and the moon, build and go up. Instead, these relationships are crashing down. And in relationships, what you got to understand is, even if there's somebody you feel like that they have potential, and you see that they have faults and that they have vices and they have things in life that they struggle with, you can't influence them to change those things about themselves. It just doesn't work like that, and that's the main reason why relationships don't work out, even in friendships. Not just marriages and boyfriend, girlfriend, stuff and things like that. It's just not a healthy way to be in a relationship when you've got all that negativity, breeding amongst both the parties in the relationships. That's just not good. We have to keep ourselves in a positive state, a resourceful state, a state that we're willing to accept ideas and concepts that are foreign and that are different to us, and maybe outside of our comfort zone. Because if you stay living in that box that you've created for yourself, as far as the things that you think and the things that you believe and what you think is right, then that's how you're going to live the rest of your life. You're never going to grow. You're never going to blossom. You're never going to flourish. Be self-accountable. You got to be responsible for you. I got to be responsible for me. You heard a good quote by Jay-Z. I can't help the poor if I'm one of them, so I gave back to myself. Now that's the win-win. The unfortunate Columbine situation, the shooting at Columbine High School over a decade ago. I was going to junior high school out here in Aurora, Colorado when it happened. And I remember seeing on MTV News how Jay-Z was the first entertainment / celebrity to step up and say he was going to, donate to the cause and help out with, victim relief for the tragedy that happened. So in that line, when he says that, I can't help the poor if I'm one of them, what he's saying is, I can't help nobody else. I can't help the people who need help until I can help myself. I can't help the poor if I'm one of them. So I gave back to myself. So he made himself self-accountable. He held himself responsible for him being successful in handling business. I gave back to myself, so that's the win-win. The win-win situation is he's made himself successful. Now he can actually help the people that he always wanted to help. That's just a line that's always stuck with me when I put things in perspective, as far as if you want to be a better father, then why don't you be a better person to yourself? Because once you practice self-love with yourself, you know how to love yourself. Now you're going to know how to love your children. Now you're going to know how to love your significant other. You heard? I'm definitely glad to be back rapping with y'all. Y'all gonna hear from me more as I have some time before I start back school, and then some other projects just start going. And can't do everything at once, but I do try. It's your main man Rollo, repeatedly overcoming lifelong obstacles. Hit me at C-O-M as in Mary, N as in Nancy, A 720. Common720 at Gmail. You got any comments, anything you would like to have addressed, any questions? Shout out to all the people who have reached out to me, and we actually, speak to each other on a regular basis. We're actually building positive connections and positive relationships. I'm always trying to build more. In the meantime, take it easy. Stay blessed. 2000.